Alright, so let's jump right into it. Welcome to my Call of Duty rant. I'm sure a few of these exist, maybe not, but I'm pretty much just going to be telling you why I quit Call of Duty and why I'm never going back to Call of Duty, at least at the rate that it's going right now. So my first point is going to have to be, no matter how much time you spend on Call of Duty, no matter how much you practice, none of that matters, because the game is going to die by the end of the year anyway, because people are going to leave that game to go and play the new Call of Duty, and the community just kind of dies for that game. The only time the community, when it's actually like living, is when the game is first released, and then the months after following. But by the time it comes around to the end of the month, that game is gone. Like, no one cares about it anymore. So after going through this with Call of Duty 4 and all the way up until Call of Duty Ghosts, it's just there's no point for me to keep getting a Call of Duty and then by the end of the year just it dying and then getting the new one, because every single Call of Duty is not the same. They change the mechanics, so it's not like if you're good on a previous Call of Duty, those same skills aren't necessarily going to apply. They do to a certain extent, obviously, but as far as like perfecting your skills, no, not at all. And it's pointless and a waste of time. My next point is hackers. There's hackers in pretty much every gaming community that has ever existed, but Call of Duty fails time after time it locking their shit down. They fail again and again, and it's so sad to see. Call of Duty is getting hacked before the fucking game even is like officially released. That's what happened to Advanced Warfare, and it's just, what is the point? Like, you can't work on your stats on Call of Duty anymore. There's no point. If you ever could, but at this point, there's no reason to work on your stats. Like, leaderboards, they do not matter at all, because the best players that are going to be at the top of the leaderboard are going to be hackers anyway. It's a pointless thing to do, to care about your stats, which is something that you work for. So there's really no point in getting good, if you're not a YouTuber or you're not a streamer. Or anything like that. If you're not showing off your gameplay, then your stats, or your gameplay is pointless, because stats are meaningless because of the amount of hackers that exist in this fucking game. And in every game, every fucking Call of Duty that you go and play. On the topic of stats, there's no proper ranking system. There's never been a proper ranking system to match you with players that are actually of your equivalent skill. No elo to separate the shit players from the good players. So no matter how good your KD gets, you're constantly going to just get matched with people that are in your area that you get a good connection to. It has nothing to do with their skill or anything like that, which isn't really a problem if you're just playing the game randomly. But if you actually care about how well you're doing, or you're recording gameplays and things like that, it's pointless to watch that. And I say this because if you watch a gameplay and a guy goes 20-0, right, there is no feeling that you can really get from that as the guy that went 20-0, because if you could be versing a bunch of 8-year-olds, so why does it matter? You could be versing horrible, just shitty players, and that's how you got your kills, not necessarily because you're doing good. You could have just gotten a lucky game. And yeah, I also think that I should cover lag. Lag is something that Call of Duty has never escaped, and it's there all the time. It takes very minimal brain power to know how to lag a Call of Duty lobby. And I mean, back to hacking again, it's the second that a Call of Duty comes out, it's like forums are just like cluttered with hacked lobbies and all of this. And if it's not cluttered with that when the game comes out, then it will be a year after it comes out. So as far as people who actually care about the game, as far as their skill in the game, they care about getting better, all of that is just completely fucking pointless at this point. So I hope I have helped you guys understand my opinion on the Call of Duty situation And that's really all I had to say. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm out.